Hey guys, it's MMA Vulture coming at you live with UFC Fight Night. Hernandez versus Pereira. And we're going to go ahead and jump right into the first bout of the night, being Robelis Despaigne versus Austen Lane. And I got to go with Robelis, the big boy Despaigne. I'm going with my boy. I do worry, though, because obviously in his previous bout he did get exposed for not having a ground game at all. So that does worry me a little bit. But I'm still going to pick Robelis Despaigne for a couple of reasons. I feel like power is going to be a very big key in this fight. Austen Lane is coming off of 2 losses that are both knockouts, so he is a little bit chinny. Justin Tafa knocked him out with the left hook, and then Hernandez, same thing, a left hook. I feel like Robelis is going to be able to catch Austen Lane. I'm going to be honest. I feel like Austen Lane is going to be trying to go in for takedowns because he knows that Robelis obviously has no ground game and struggles in that department. But I feel like as he comes in, he's going to have trouble with Robelis catching him and counterpunching him and not letting him level change into the takedowns and take him down ultimately. I feel like if Austen Lane can get this down to the ground, he could win this and maintain control of Robelis, but I just don't see that happening. I feel like Robelis is going to be able to fare decently in that department, meaning he's going to snub his takedowns, but I feel like if he does get him to the ground, Robelis is definitely in big trouble. But Robelis' power, his punches are going to catch Austen Lane. Austen Lane is chinny, and he leaves his hands low, and that left hook lands flush every single time. He has an obvious weakness to that left hook. And I feel like somebody like Robelis Despaigne could definitely exploit that and beat Austen Lane. I really do. And like I said, power is definitely going to be a key here, in which Robelis Despaigne has the power advantage for sure. I feel like he also has the striking advantage. Not only that, he also has the reach advantage. As you guys can see here, he has a 4-inch reach advantage. And he's slightly taller in the height department. Slightly taller. But I'm going with Robelis, the big boy Despaigne. I think he lays out Austen Lane. I think Austen Lane is chinny. I feel like Austen Lane isn't the best grappler. He's decent in the grappling department. So if he tries to take this to the grappling department, I feel like he's going to have a little bit of trouble with Robelis in the sense of taking him down. But as soon as he takes him down, I feel like he's definitely going to have the clear-cut advantage. But give me Robelis Despaigne to knock out Austen Lane. And let's look at the odds on this fight, in which Robelis Despaigne is sitting at a negative 450, Austen Lane sitting at a plus 350. I like Robelis Despaigne. Over 1.5 sitting plus 250, under 1.5 negative 325. I like the under. I think Robelis Despaigne, like I said, I think he's going to knock out Austen Lane, to be honest. Austen Lane is chinny. He's coming off of a 2 knockout loss. He's going up against one of the harder punchers in the division with Robelis Despaigne, who has multiple first-round knockouts. So I think that Robelis Despaigne knocks him out in the first round, I'm going to be honest. And let's move along to the next bout, in which we have Elise Ardelean versus Melissa Martinez. And something I want to bring up is Melissa Martinez hasn't fought in 2 years. She hasn't fought in 2 years. But I'm still going with Super Melissa Martinez. I really am. I think she's going to be the better striker. I feel like she's going to try and point fight Alice. I feel like she's going to maintain distance. She's got quick hands. She's going to strike from the outside. She's going to mix up her shots very well, use her kicks. I feel like Melissa Martinez is going to point fight Alice and beat her. I feel like Melissa kind of struggles in the grappling department because in her loss, her previous bout to Elise Reed, she actually was getting taken down and controlled by her, and Elise Reed is actually a striker mainly, but she was doing great in the grappling department against Melissa Martinez. But this is also 2 years ago, so we have no idea what she's going to come out and look like in the grappling department. We already know she has good striking, she has knockout power, and she's well versed in the striking department, so we're going to have to see how she comes out in the grappling department. I feel like she's going to fare well against somebody like Elise Ardelean in the grappling department. I feel like Alice is a good striker, but I feel like Melissa Martinez is going to be too quick for her. She's going to have the speed advantage. She's going to also be more explosive in and out of the pocket with ease, I feel like. And she's going to give Alice Ardelean a lot of problems. A lot of problems. I really think that Melissa Martinez is coming back, and she's going to surprise us in this fight. I think she's going to be a different animal. We are already seen her striking, and I feel like her grappling is a little bit mediocre, but I feel like she could have been working on it these past 2 years, and she could be that dog. I like Melissa Martinez to beat Alice Ardelean. And let's look at the odds on this fight. Melissa Martinez sitting at a -150. Alice Ardelean sitting at a +130. I feel like these odds are very close. I mean, I feel like it's kind of a coin flip between these two. I feel like Melissa Martinez is the better striker. I feel like Alice, it will have the grappling advantage, to be honest, because I feel like Melissa Martinez is a little bit mediocre in that division, in that department. But give me Melissa Martinez to beat Alice Ardelean. I think this definitely goes over. I think like I said, Melissa Martinez is going to point fight her. I feel like she's going to get the better of her in the striking department. If it goes to the grappling, she's going to fare well in that department. I don't think that Alice Ardelean is a clear-cut grappling advantage. Like, I think she does have that advantage, but I don't think it's, like, an insane amount between the two in skill-wise. So give me Melissa Martinez to beat Alice Ardelean. And let's move along to the next bout, in which we have another chick fight in Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed, which I just talked about Elise Reed. She's got good striking. She's clean and crisp with her combination. She mixes up her shots very well. I feel like she also does good in the grappling department. She's not the best grappler, but she has grappling skills. She's strong in her takedowns. Like I said, she was taking down Melissa Martinez in their bout. That was obviously 2 years ago, but she is coming off of a submission loss to Lupita Godinez. And I feel like, yes, she isn't the best in the grappling department, but I feel like against somebody like Jessica Penne, who's coming kind of to the end of her career, she's 41, is not looking the best as of lately. I feel like in the striking department, Elise Reed will have the striking advantage, as well as in the grappling department. She's going to fare very well in that. She's great with snubbing takedowns. She's strong in her takedown defense. She's got decently good takedowns. I feel like she's got good striking, good boxing, good inside boxing, good knees, elbows. Also, she's quick. She's very, very quick. I feel like she's going to have the speed advantage against Jessica Penne. I feel like she's going to outstrike her, overwhelm her, level change at certain points, get Jessica Penne down, control her. I feel like she's just going to outdog her, outwork a Jessica Penne who's coming to the end of her career, I feel like, and isn't looking the best. And I feel like she's going to lose, and Elise Reed is going to beat her. And let's go ahead and look at the odds on this fight, in which we have Jessica Penne sitting at a +130, Elise Reed sitting at a -150, over 2.5 sitting at a -265, and under 2.5 sitting at a +205. Like I said, I got Elise Reed to beat Jessica Penne. I feel like she's well versed in all departments. In the striking department, she's a very good striker. And then in the grappling department, I feel like she can fare very well in the sense of her takedown defense is good. She can get takedowns. She's decently strong in them. She's got tricky submissions at points, but overall, I feel like she's just going to outwork Jessica Penne and win via decision, to be honest. I really think that she wins via decision. And let's move along to the next bout, in which we got another chick fight in Jocelyn Edwards versus Tamires Vidal. And if I botched that, I apologize. And these two are both coming off of 2 losses, in which I'm going with Jocelyn Edwards. I think Jocelyn Edwards is a well-rounded fighter that is going to beat Tamires Vidal. I feel like Jocelyn Edwards is a great striker that is very quick and mixes up her combinations very well. She's well-versed in the striking department. In the grappling department, she's also well-versed. I feel like she's not the best, but she's good in the sense that her takedown defense is really good. She snubs a lot of takedowns. She's got strong takedown strong takedowns. She's good at advancing positions. When she's on top of you, she maintains control of you. I feel like Jocelyn Edwards is going to beat Tamires Vidal. Tamires Vidal, in her last fight, got knocked out via body shot. And I feel like Jocelyn Edwards does a good job of mixing up her shots. And I feel like she could end up knocking out Tamires or even breaking her down. I really do. I feel like she could break apart Tamires and just pick her apart. I got Jocelyn Edwards to beat Tamires Vidal. And I feel like Tamires Vidal kind of struggles in her takedowns. I feel like, yes, she's a good, like, she's got very good submissions, but I feel like she struggles in getting people down. She's great when she actually has you down, but she sucks at actually trying to get you down. When she gets you down, she maintains control of you. She does everything perfect. She's got great submissions, but getting you down is the problem for her. And I'm going with Jocelyn Edwards, who is a well-versed fighter in all departments, and I think she's going to pick apart Tamires Vidal and get the victory. And let's look at the odds on this, in which Jocelyn Edwards is sitting at a negative 240. Tamires Vidal is sitting at a plus 205. I feel like Jocelyn Edwards all around is going to be the better fighter. I feel like she's going to fare well in the grappling department. She's going to snub Tamires Vidal's takedowns because she kind of sucks at getting her down, like I said, at getting people down. As soon as she gets you down, she maintains control of you. But Jocelyn Edwards is well-versed in that. She's got quick get-ups. I feel like she's going to be able to handle Tamires Vidal on the feet and in the grappling department. Give me Jocelyn Edwards to beat Tamires Vidal. And the over 2.5, negative 350, under 2.5, plus 275. I like the over. I think this goes to decision. Just like the other two chick fights, I feel like those go to decision. Give me Jocelyn Edwards to beat Tamires Vidal. And let's move along to the next bout, in which we got a banger. I honestly think that this fight has the potential to be fight of the night. I'm going to be completely honest. I think this is one of Gene Matsumoto's hardest tests, and Brad Katona, who is the tough winner in the McGregor versus Chandler season. I think that Brad Katona is a well-versed fighter in the grappling and the striking department. He has very high fight IQ. I think that Brad Katona is a savage, but I'm going with Gene Matsumoto. He is also a savage. I think this could be potentially fight of the night. I think that this is going to be a banger between these two. We have Gene Matsumoto, who has a clear 15-0 record, absolute savage. Brad Katona 14-3. I think that these two are going to be fireworks. Gene Matsumoto is a great striker, but also a well-versed grappler. He's great in all departments. He's got quick hands. He's got knockout power. He looks phenomenal in all areas. He's a check all the boxes type of guy. He looks really good in his grappling. Strong takedowns, great tricky submissions. He is phenomenal. Now you move over to Brad Katona. Same thing. Great striker. Great grappler as well. He's well-versed in all departments, I feel like. His fight IQ is insane. If he's losing because the other guy's making it maybe a dirty fight, making it more of a brawl, Brad Katona learns from it, adjusts mid-fight very, very well, and will sit there and point fight him and stay on the outside, and will just adjust. That is something I do want to say about Brad Katona. He has very, very high fight IQ, and I feel like he is a really, really good fighter. And this is going to be one of Gene Matsumoto's hardest tests, and I'm going with Gene Matsumoto to beat Brad Katona, but I think that this has the potential to be an absolute brawl between these two and potentially even fight of the night. Give me Gene Matsumoto to beat Brad Katona, and let's look at the odds on this, in which we have Brad Katona sitting at a plus 220 and Gene Matsumoto sitting at a negative 260. I'm going to be honest, I feel like these odds should be a little bit closer, only because Brad Katona is a good fighter, dude. He is a really well-rounded fighter that has high fight IQ, but he is going up against a fucking beast in Gene Matsumoto, who is also a well-rounded fighter that I think is just better than Brad Katona at every aspect. So it kind of sucks. I feel like Matsumoto is just going to be the better, more well-rounded fighter over Brad Katona. But Brad Katona is nobody to sleep on, and this is going to be an absolute brawl where I think that this is definitely going to go over 2.5, sitting at -325, under 2.5 at +250. I like the overs. I think these two are both great fighters that are very competitive. Neither side is really chinny, and I feel like this definitely goes to the cards. I think this is going to be fight of the night, and I want you guys to definitely be watching for this fight. And let's move along to the next bout, in which we have another banger in Matheus Nicolau versus Almabayev. And I gotta go with Almabayev. I think he's gonna beat Matheus Nicolau. Nicolau is coming off of two knockout losses, one to Alex Perez and one to Brandon Royval, and Brandon Royval absolutely destroyed Nicolau's chin. After that, he has not been the same. He is a chinny fighter. He's got good striking. He's got decent grappling. I feel like Almabayev is just going to be the better fighter. I feel like we could see Almabayev actually get a knockout here, but obviously he's still alive to get the submission. I feel like he's going to pick apart Matheus Nicolau, point fight him, maintain distance, use his quick hands, use his speed to his advantage, enter the pocket, exit the pocket with ease, and just touch up Matheus Nicolau, even maybe landing that knockout shot, because Matheus Nicolau's chin is definitely exposed and definitely isn't the same after that Brandon Royval fight. So we're going to see how Almabayev fares. I feel like he's going to definitely want to take this down to the ground and beat Matheus Nicolau in that sense. I feel like he has the obvious grappling advantage, but also I kind of feel like he isn't going to use his grappling and show off his striking against Matheus Nicolau because of the fact that his chin is exposed, and I feel like he's definitely chinny, and Almabayev definitely has that knockout power. Yes, he's a great submission artist, an amazing submission artist with strong takedowns, tricky submissions, great takedown defense. I feel like Almabayev is just going to point fight him, though. I really do. I feel like he could end up picking him apart and finding that shot to knock him out. So give me Almabayev to beat Matheus Nicolau. And I think that he knocks him out. I'm going to be honest. I think he finds that shot. I feel like he's going to test his striking against Matheus Nicolau. We already know he's a well-rounded grappler. So I think he tests his striking, and I think he knocks Matheus Nicolau out. And let's look at the odds here in Almabayev at -185 and Matheus Nicolau at +160. I like Almabayev. I think that he's the more well-rounded fighter in the striking for sure, or I mean in the grappling for sure. In the striking, I feel like it's definitely a little bit closer, but I feel like he's going to pick apart Matheus Nicolau and ultimately find that knockout shot. Over 2.5, sitting at -285, under 2.5, sitting at a +225. I get the over being at -285 because Asu has been finishing mainly in the submission or winning via decision, but I think that he has a chance to actually end this early. Like I said, I feel like Matheus Nicolau's chin is definitely exposed, and I feel like Almabayev is going to pick him apart and find that shot to knock him out. Give me Almabayev to beat Matheus Nicolau. And let's move along to the next bout in Darren Elkins versus Daniel Pineda. And I've been going back and forth between these two. These two are both 40-year-olds, 39-year-olds. I mean, you got Daniel Pineda coming off of 2 losses, one to Nathaniel Wood and one to Alex Caracas, where he got absolutely dominated in both fights. I feel like I got to go with Darren Elkins. The damage, I got to stick with my boy Darren Elkins. Yes, he's the older fighter, but I feel like his reach advantage is definitely going to be something I do want to note, and his height advantage. I feel like he's going to be the better striker. He's going to maintain distance, strike from the outside, use those kicks, mix up his shots very, very well to the head and to the body, use those calf kicks on Daniel Pineda's lead leg, and start to break him apart. I really think that Darren Elkins is going to be the better striker. I think in terms of grappling, it's going to be fairly close. I think it leans towards Daniel Pineda's side, but I think Darren Elkins could definitely get this done. I think it's a battle of the OGs, the older guys. the 39 and 40-year-olds throwing down, in which I think Darren Elkins is going to get the W. He looked good in his fight against TJ Brown, in which he got a rear naked choke, a submission, a clean submission. Yes, I know he definitely did not look the greatest in his JSP performance. I will say that. He looked flat, he looked dull, he didn't look the same. I feel like if he comes out looking like he did against JSP, he's going to lose to Daniel Pineda. I'm going to be completely honest in that sense. But if he comes out and looks like how he did against TJ Brown and actually shows up to the fight, I feel like it's Darren Elkins' game all day. I really do. Give me Darren Elkins to beat Daniel Pineda. And let's look at these fight odds on this card, on this bout. And we got Darren Elkins sitting at a plus 110. I like that. And Daniel Pineda sitting at a negative 130. I like Darren Elkins at that plus money, plus 110. I think he gets it done. I think he's going to maintain distance, pick apart Daniel Pineda, and fare well in the grappling department, and beat an older Daniel Pineda at 39 years fucking old. Well, he's 40, but you know what I mean. Beat Daniel Pineda, that's 39. And the over 2.5 sitting at a plus 135. Wow, they really think that this is going to end early. I could see it definitely ending early, but dude, I really do think that this is going to go over. I think these two are going to bang it out. There's going to be a decent amount of grappling exchanges, a lot of striking on the feet, and I guess I could see Darren Elkins putting out Daniel Pineda, to be honest. I really could. Give me Darren Elkins to beat Daniel Pineda. I think it does go over, though. I think it hits the cards. Moving right along to the next bout, in which we got Brady Hiestand versus Jake Hadley. And I'm going with Jake Hadley. I think that Jake Hadley is going to beat Brady Bam Bam Hiestand. I really do. I feel like, yes, Brady Hiestand looked great in the Garrett Armfield fight where he got the submission. But I think that Jake Hadley is a dog. Jake Hadley looked good in his fight against Colin or Laurent, where he absolutely dominated. He's been up against some great competitive fighters. Charles Johnson, who is an amazing fighter, a great, well-rounded fighter. And then you have Cody Durden, who is also an amazing fighter, who's a top-level contender, top-level fighter. So he's not out here losing to some trash cans and losing to some bums. No, he's losing to some great competitive fighters, in which you come over here. He lost to Ricky Tercios, who he's a good prospect, but I think somebody like Jake Hadley would have beat him, and I think Jake Hadley is going to beat Brady Bam Bam Hiestand. I think that Jake Hadley is a good striker. I feel like he's going to do great in the grappling department against Bam Bam. I feel like he's going to be the more explosive fighter. Not only that, I feel like he's going to definitely take down Brady Bam Bam. I feel like he's going to be able to maintain control of him, keep him down, pepper him with shots from the top position, and I feel like Jake Hadley is going to get this done against Brady Hiestand. I really do. I'm going with another underdog in this bout. Give me Jake Hadley to beat Brady. And let's look at the odds on this fight, in which we have Brady Hiestand sitting at a negative 150, Jake Hadley sitting at a plus 130. I like Jake Hadley, I really do. Over 2.5 sitting at a negative 205. I think this definitely goes over. I like the side of Jake Hadley. I like the underdog again. I'm going with the underdog in Jake Hadley to beat Brady Bam Bam Hiestand. And let's move along to the next bout, in which we have Charles Johnson versus Sumudaerji. I hope I said that right. Sumudaerji. I don't know if I said that right, but I hope I did. I'm going with Charles Energy Johnson. I'm going to be completely honest. I think that he's going to absolutely walk Sumudaerji, or the Tibetan Eagle. I really do. I think that he's going to be the better striker. I feel like he's going to be the better grappler. I think that he's going to fare well in every single sense. I feel like Sumudaerji has a puncher's chance. I'm gonna put it plain and simple. I feel like he's got a puncher's chance. I feel like Charles Johnson has been up against power punchers in the sense of Joshua Van. a decently good power puncher. And then Azat Maximum is a power puncher as well, in which he did a great job in beating. I feel like he's going up against prospects, like high-level prospects, Cody Durden, then you have Rafael Estevam. I feel like he's going up against prospects, and he's beating them. He's looking great in the striking department. He's quick, he's speedy, he's explosive, he's got quick hands, he mixes up his shots to the body and to the head very, very well. I feel like he's going to fare well in the grappling department. He's got strong takedowns. He's got great takedown defense. I feel like he's going to get it done against that Tibetan Eagle. I really do. I feel like he has a clear-cut advantage throughout the whole board. I feel like Tibetan has one-punch knockout power, but I feel like that's all he has. He has that puncher's chance. I feel like in terms of everything else, Charles Johnson is the better all-around fighter. I feel like, yes, some digit has sneaky submissions, but I feel like all around it's going to be Charles Johnson beating him on the feet, getting the better of him, out striking him, out working him, maybe even mixing in some takedowns, level changes, and getting the better of Sumudaerji the entire fight. I really do think that Charles Johnson is one of the better picks on this card. And we're going to look at the odds on this fight, in which we have Charles Johnson sitting at a negative 210, Sumudaerji sitting at a plus 180. I like Charles Johnson. I really do. I like him. Parlay adder, perfect. Over 2.5 sitting at negative 200. I almost said plus. Under 2.5 sitting at a plus 160. I like the over in this fight. I do like the over, but I also could see the under. I'm going to go under. I think that Charles Johnson gets rid of Sumudaerji early. I really do. I think Charles Johnson is the better fighter, and I think he gets rid of him. Give me Charles Johnson to beat Sumudaerji. And let's move along to the next bout, in which is our co-main event of the evening. In Rob Font versus Kyler, the Matrix Phillips. And I'm going with Kyler Phillips. I think he's going to be very, very good in this fight. I think he's going to be he's a great striker with fast hands. He's very explosive. He's very quick. And not only is he a good striker, he's also a great, great, great grappler. He's got strong takedowns. He maintains control of you when he gets you down. You do not want to be under Kyler Phillips. He's got nasty ground and pound. He is an absolute dog. He is tough. He is durable. I feel like he's going to get it done against Rob Font, who is also a well-rounded fighter. Rob Font is great striker, great grappler. I think that this is also a banger fight on this card. I think that this could also be fight of the night along with the Brad Katona fight. I think that these two are both well-rounded fighters. Yes, Rob Font is coming off of multiple losses, but he's going up against great competition. I mean, as you guys can see, Davison Figueiredo. You have Corey Sandhagen. He beat Adrian Yanez via knockout. I mean, dude, he's been up against great competition. Lost to Marlon Vera, Jose Aldo. I think Kyler Phillips is an insane prospect that is up and coming, and I feel like he's going to outstrike Rob Font. And if he has any trouble in the striking department, he's going to lean back towards his grappling skills, where he definitely has the grappling advantage. He is a high-level grappler with dangerous submissions, sneaky submissions. He advances positions really well. He maintains control of you when he gets you down. Like I said, you do not want to be below Kyler Phillips. Give me Kyler Phillips to beat Rob Font. I feel like he has a clear-cut grappling advantage. I feel like in terms of the striking, it's going to be a lot. I feel like it's going to be close. But I feel like Kyler Phillips is definitely going to pull away in that side of things. And if he has any trouble, like I said, he will lean back on his grappling and get the better of Rob Font. Give me Kyler Phillips to beat Rob Font. And let's look at the odds on this fight, in which we have Rob Font sitting at a plus 300, Kyler Phillips sitting at a negative 400. I like Kyler Phillips. And over 2.5 sitting at negative 225, under 2.5 sitting at a plus 185. I like the over in this fight. Like I said in the Brad Katona, I think that these are both great competitive fighters. And I think that it's going to be a tough brawl between these two. I feel like there's going to be a lot of striking exchanges, but even more grappling exchanges if Kyler has any trouble on the striking department. So give me Kyler Phillips to beat Rob Font in a absolute brawling fashion. And let's move along to our main event. And if you guys haven't, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And we're going to jump right into the main event in Michael Pereira versus Anthony Hernandez. And I'm going with the underdog again. This is my third underdog, I get it, but dude, I'm going Michael Pereira for sure against Anthony Hernandez, and that's no diss to Anthony Hernandez because he is a dangerous fighter. He's a dangerous submission artist. He has great grappling. He also has good striking, but I feel like Michael Pereira definitely has the striking advantage. He is a little bit wild, but he is insane with his striking. He's got an incredible power. He mixes up his shots very, very well. You won't know what's coming from Michael Pereira. I just got told he is honestly a better version of Johnny Walker because he's just as wild as Johnny Walker with all these jumping off the cage kicks, flying knees, these incredible like punches and stuff. Like that backflip knee he ended up doing in his fight against who was it? It was Poteria in his previous bout, literally. He did like a backflip knee. It was really weird, insane. And I gotta go with Michael Pereira. I think he's gonna mix up his shots very well. I feel like Anthony Hernandez is not gonna see it coming. I feel like a lot of people think that Anthony Hernandez has this big, wide gap in the grappling department. I feel like it's not as wide as people think. I feel like Michael Pereira is a well-versed fighter in the striking department and in the grappling department. Michael Pereira is an absolute beast. And I really don't know how he's an underdog here. I get Anthony Hernandez is also a beast, but I think Michael Pereira is going to beat Anthony Hernandez on the feet and in the grappling department. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Pereira's grappling skills, and I feel like they're legit. He's got strong takedowns. He's got sneaky submissions. He's very, very strong, and I feel like he's going to be the stronger fighter out of these two. He's going to be able to control Anthony Hernandez on the ground if he gets him there. And I feel like Anthony Hernandez isn't going to be able to get up as well as people think. Give me Michael Pereira to beat Anthony Hernandez. He's the more wild. I get it, but he is calculated also with his wildness. And I feel like he's going to beat Anthony Hernandez. And let's look at the odds in this fight, in which Michael Pereira is at a plus 125. Let's see. I want to see what he opened up at. Opened up at a plus 170. Now he's at a plus 125. So money's coming in on him, and I agree. I think that he could definitely beat Anthony Hernandez. Anthony Hernandez sitting at a negative 145, which previously opened up at a negative 200. I like Michael Pereira. I like the underdog in this. I think he's the more well-rounded fighter. I feel like he's got the power in this. He's got the knockout power over Anthony Hernandez for sure. In the striking department, I think Michael Pereira is definitely the better striker. In the grappling department, I feel like it's a lot closer than people think, and I feel like a lot of people think Anthony Hernandez is going to have the grappling advantage. I do think he does, but I think it's going to be fairly close in the grappling department. Give me Michael Pereira to beat Anthony Hernandez. And that's it for today, guys. If you guys haven't, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.